So the last video that we had, we discussed about the see do get model, our paradigms, and the paradigms are the way they our mindset, and our mindset really affects what we do and what we get, and so we need to be very aware of what our mindsets are and be proactive in developing mindsets that drive us forward. There's a quote that I really enjoy. It says that um, if you work on your behaviors, that can make some pretty good change for you. But if you really want to make substantial change and change that lasts, you work on your mindset or on your paradigms. And that can really make a big difference in what happens. So if we look at this is the Leader in Me framework. And there's 5 paradigms here: paradigm of leadership, paradigm of potential, paradigm of change, paradigm of motivation, paradigm of education. And these are highly effective paradigms that can help us get these things: highly effective students and adults who are leaders in their school and community, a high trust school culture where every person's voice is heard and their potential is affirmed, and engaged students who are equipped to achieve and entrusted to lead their own learning. And that's what we're trying to get. So if we look at these paradigms, the paradigm of leadership is not this: leadership is for a few, but this: everyone can be a leader. And paradigm of potential, it's not this: a few people are gifted, but everyone has genius. And you can see the power in that way of thinking, and be thinking about, how would that affect your student? To improve the school system, the system needs to change first, but change starts with me. And that's not just as an educator, but these are also the paradigms that we would like for our students to understand as well, not just us as educators. Paradigm of motivation, that we direct and control student learning, but we want to empower students to lead their own learning. And finally, paradigm of education, it's not that educators solely focus on academic achievement, even though that's extremely important, obviously. But educators and families partner to develop the whole person, which is extremely important for students to be effective with what they're doing. So what do we do around these paradigms? Well, we make sure that our adults are learning and modeling the habits, that we're also allowing students to lead, and we teach them to lead through direct lessons, and then integrated approaches, and maybe our reading or just things that happen in class. And then as far as our culture, how do we get to this? But the change starts with me, and that everyone has genius. So we're working on creating a leadership environment, and that's the physical environment, the social emotional environment. We're empowering our students through what's on our walls, and also on how we treat one another. We share leadership through leadership roles and student voice and our leadership action teams, and that's giving us our high trust culture there, that everyone starts to feel like they can make a difference. And then as far as academics, how do we get students how are we empowering them to own their own learning? And that's through individual goals, team goals, aligned school goals, so achieving goals there, and using the 4DX model to help us with that. And we can talk about that at some point in another video. And then we want to empower learners through leadership environment portfolios or student-led conferences, and looking at high leverage teaching strategies that empower our students in our instruction. And that gives us those engaged students who are equipped to achieve and trusted to lead their own learning. So this is just a general overview of the framework of the Leader in Me and the paradigms that go along with the Leader in Me, and how that fits into the see do get model.